Friend, it's so good to see you today. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to a edition of, well, I should say the World Online Networking Month edition of Networking Know-How, where we help you network more stress-free like we do in our down and dirty networking online community. And I have a special treat for you today. I have a special guest with me today that is the winner from our virtual sneak peek that we had earlier today. And we've got some really great tips in talking with her. So you're not going to want to miss out how you can catapult your business, your career without feeling icky or stressed out in doing it. How do you do that? And make it feel authentic to you. So, if you are a corporate professional, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are an academic, if you are in transition or a student, this is an interview you are not going to want to miss. Catherine is just a wealth of knowledge and a wonderful, wonderful soul. I'm super excited to be able to chat with her, with all of you today. Now, if this is your first time connecting with me and we have not yet met, I'm Laura Morlando, the Stress Commando, and I am the founder and CEO of Down and Dirty Networking. So, what the heck is Down and Dirty Networking? We are an online community that is focused 100% on relational networking. Now, relational networking, what is that? Well, traditional networking is all about exchanging leads, referrals, job offers, and hi, my name is, buy my stuff. So there's 30-second commercials, sales pitches, things of that nature. Relational networking, what we call relational networking and how we are based on is having meaningful conversations to learn from and about someone to build lasting and authentic relationships. So we're going to get into all of that, the difference and how that can really impact you with our special guest, Catherine. So I see a couple people watching live. Thanks for watching today. I'm so glad you're here. Get up and chat and let us know where you're from and be prepared to engage and ask questions to myself or to Catherine. And I will make sure we get those answered for you and comment with us. It makes it so much more fun. And let's just go ahead and raise our vibrational energy together. Don't you think? Isn't that a good idea? All right. So without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce Catherine. Like I said, she attended the very first sneak peek as a guest today. We had it earlier today. And this is the one time that we allow guests to attend our event. And I'm going to let her share her experience and some of her tips. And then we're going to have just a fun conversation. So, Catherine, let me go ahead and bring you up to the stage. Hello, Catherine.
Hi.
I'm so glad you're here.
I'm so happy to be here.
This is awesome. Now, truth be told, you and I met each other networking, as it were, being in the same mastermind together. So, tell me, why don't you share a little bit more about how we know each other?
Well, we had met being in being coached and how to build our businesses. And Laura's had hers longer than I have, but I have mine fairly new, and I'm working it through learning how to market it. I have a master's, but in my master's, I learned a different way to market. And so for now, I'm trying to learn a whole new world of marketing and relationships and oh my gosh, and helping others. That's truly what I want to do. And so going through this whole process, I got to meet Laura. We built an accountability group with another wonderful young woman. And so we're working through this whole process to make ourselves accountable.
That's awesome. Yeah, that accountability group has just been so helpful. It's been so inspirational, but also kind of a kick in the pants to keep moving. You know, it's just this, oh, they're doing that. I need to go. So hence the word accountable. You got to stay accountable to yourself, but it's helpful when you make it. Hey, I'm accountable to you. I said this out loud. Now I got to deliver. Now I've got to do the thing. And I know I've just really enjoyed getting to know more about you, about your business. And I love the way that you approach things. And so today was your first time participating in our virtual sneak peek event. And as I mentioned earlier, this is the only time that guests are allowed. Down and Dirty Networking is members only online community. And every now and again, less than 5 times a year, we open it up for guests to attend. And so, Catherine, why don't you share with everybody what your experience was with relational networking versus what your experience has been in the past with networking, and just kind of what you learned.
Yeah. So for me, as I said, I learned marketing many years ago. And so coming into it, that was that shake that hand. Here, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. You don't buy from me. Oh my God, and you go nuts with it. But
Yeah.
it doesn't really work, at least for me. And so as I started going through the whole process and I'm learning the relationship part, I had it inside me, but I
Mhm.
didn't know to use it. And
Mhm.
that's been the biggest change for me is that understanding that, I am a relationship based person. I am heart centered. I know that about myself, but I wasn't using it. And now that I'm using it, I connect with people. And then today, it was just an amazing event on the sneak peek. It was wonderful. I was in a room with three other people, and we were able to nail down what each one of us needed to do to help grow our business. And simple answers that you just think, why didn't I think of that? But you don't think of that. And sometimes you need an extra brain to help you figure it out. And that's what this group brought to me, is that I feel that with my next 3-day workshop, I'm going to have a better attendance rate. I'm going to have more people attending. And all this is because of that sneak peek. And just a
Oh my
simple
gosh.
little thing.
That's awesome. Oh, I love that. Absolutely love that. And so here's the thing, if you're watching, if you have always been in traditional networking, if you're the person that I was, hi, my name is, buy my stuff. If that is what you thought networking was, or you were told it was supposed to be, and it's all about selling and telling, I'm going to propose to you, if you're doing traditional networking, please adopt a relational networking mindset. You will get so much better results. I did in the traditional space once I adopted that. And so what Catherine just said proved that point. Everyone got to know about her business, and she sold them nothing, but she walked out with tremendous value that will make her money. But she sold nothing to the people in the room. Is that accurate, Catherine?
Correct.
That's awesome. So, what would you say? Because relational networking, the way that we look at it, is it's beyond, it's more than, hey, I need to grow my business, or I need to grow my career. In Down and Dirty Networking, we're really a 360-degree perspective. We embrace diversity in the truest sense of the word. So no, you do not have to only be in sales or own a business to engage in networking, which you typically see in the traditional side of things. Or if you're in the corporate space, you're networking within your company for promotions or lobbying to be able to get that new job offer or the promotion, or be the project assignment that you're looking for.
Mhm.
But what we're focused on is actually giving you that diversity of corporate professionals, academics, entrepreneurs, people in transition. We've even had our high school interns attend some of our sneak peeks. And it's fascinating to see the different perspectives. And sometimes you hear the thing you already know, but you hear it in a way that you needed to hear it that day. And you're like, oh my gosh, that's exactly how I needed to hear it. And now I know, Catherine, that your business is 100% relationship oriented. And so a lot of the things and the way that we do the activities in Down and Dirty Networking, they're set up in a way, yes, to help you, yes, to raise your vibrational energy, but they're duplicatable outside of
Mhm.
the event. So you can use them with your clients, your companies, your coworkers, your vendors, even your friends and family. So I'm curious with you, how has
Mhm.
relationships really helped you with your business? And what are some of the aspects of relationship building that are absolutely necessary with what you do?
Well, part of it is asking, listening. Don't tell. You're going to ask someone, how are you doing? What are your challenges? Where'd you come from? How are you doing? I mean, each one of these pieces, you're getting information from people, and those people are going to start opening up to you. I talk with my clients, and I have a whole history on their family. I know about their dogs and their cats and their mothers and their fathers and their brothers and their sisters and all of that. And that makes me a part of them. And once I am a part of them, then they're going to listen to me, and I let them have a part of me. I let them know about what's going on in my life, and they let me know what's going on in their life. And once I know that depth, I can help them even more, because mine truly is relationship based.
I love it. And I know you and I talked about this before, because you are exceptional at relationship building and really caring about people. I've been blessed to be witness to that and on the receiving end of that. But I think one of the things that goes hand in hand with relationships, you tell me if this is true for you, is empathy and the
Mhm,
ability to lead with empathy and compassion and kindness. Speak a little bit about that, especially with what you do, helping
mhm,
people navigate the dementia journey of their loved one. There, I've done that.
mhm.
You absolutely, when you're the person as the caregiver, you absolutely need as much compassion, kindness, and empathy as possible.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You're just like,
You need a
please,
sense
I
of
can't.
humor too.
Yeah, I cannot handle another log of on the fire of overwhelm. I really can't right now. I need to be just loved on
Yeah.
for a second. So talk to me a little bit about how that is so important and how you've been able to leverage
Mhm,
empathy, compassion, kindness, and whatever else you feel is important to really develop those lifelong relationships to
mhm.
walk people along that journey.
Well, walking them through that journey, they're struggling, they're overwhelmed, they can't take life anymore.
Mhm.
And I start working with them in the compassion that I give them, the empathy that I give them, the care, and the love. All those pieces mixed around are bringing that person around to where we finally get them from being overwhelmed, frustrated, angry, to calm and confident in what they're doing, caring for their loved one with dementia. And that all those pieces step right into alignment with them, and they're feeling like they are cared about. They're feeling like they're loved. They need to give that to their loved one with dementia, but they need it too. They need the care, they need the love, they need the empathy. Each one of those pieces are going to make it that much easier on their journey as they go through caring for the loved one with dementia.
Oh, I love that. I think we've shared this before. You can't give what you don't have.
Hmm.
And when you're depleted, you're depleted. And even on the airplane, they tell you to put the oxygen mask on you first before you help your loved one. And so if you're pouring out into everybody else, what are you doing to pour back into you? And to be honest, that was really the foundation of me creating Down and Dirty Networking. 6.5 years ago, due to 2 autoimmune and Lyme diagnosis, I no longer could be in the outside world. And I really felt I was on an island of alone. I was the only one feeling like I was going through this. I was all alone to find the solution. And it was very isolating. It was very debilitating. And to your point, I feel like there's a similarity and overlap. Having also been a caregiver, you kind of are on an island of alone similarly, albeit a different root cause, but you're
Correct.
just like, I've got to be the one to do this all by myself. There's no one that understands me. I'm really on this alone, this island of alone. And what I realized is I needed to create an experience that didn't already exist. There's relationship building in traditional networking. I would find that, but it still was traditional networking. I wanted a 100% relational networking experience that I had been training, teaching, and coaching people on for years. And so, because I couldn't find it, I created it. And what I've learned, and I think, and I'd like for you to speak a little bit about this, is how important was it to be poured into today, to have your vibrational energy raised versus being the one who generously is always giving, giving, giving?
Well, and truly, you have to have that vibrational energy in your life. You need to have it so that you are very happy. You can do anything you need to do. So absolutely, you need to have that for yourself. And honestly, if you don't, you can't get further. Like when I came into the sneak peek today, I was probably at a seven, struggling with finishing other things with other business and getting back to Parents Dementia Journey. And when I came out of that, I was energized and excited to go. And I was at a 10 plus. So that's how
Oh,
we do.
I love that. I love that. So I love that you're raising. And so to explain to those that don't know about vibrational energy, your physical energy can be doing this consistently all day long, unless you're
Yeah.
taking a nap. Whatever you wake up with, that's the highest you're going to be, and it's just going to keep doing this.
Yep.
But your vibrational energy can do this.
Yes,
All
it
things.
can.
It can go up and down. It can go up and down. And so you get to choose where you're spending your vibrational energy. And with the health journey that I've been on, energy is precious. It needs to be protected. I used to be able to just give energy and I was a yes person to everything and I would just figure it out. And I realized one, that's exhausting. Two, it's unsustainable. And three, I can no longer do it. And so, how do you be very strategic, intentional, and purposeful with your energy? And I love hearing that you were able to raise it. Whether or not it was of any value or anything, you decided to join the community or what have you, that was besides the point. My goal with any interaction, but specifically with Down and Dirty Networking, is to always raise your vibrational energy. And so the question then is, with your relationship building, if you're showing up in a way of, hi, buy my stuff, you're already repelling people. Believe me, I did it. I repelled a lot of people. You're repelling people, you're tanking your reputational capital, and you're probably expending a ton of vibrational energy because it doesn't feel authentic to you, and you're tanking everyone else's vibrational energy because they're like, oh, they're just feeling icky. When I first started Down and Dirty Networking, when I asked people to tell me what their experience was with networking, it really wasn't a word that they would say. They would be like, oh, and it was just this physical, guttural, like this horrible chore that they didn't want to do. And so I feel like it is important to be a good steward of your vibrational energy and a good steward of those around you. And Catherine, you definitely are. You always raise the energy of everybody else in the room. And so Tell me a little bit about in your discussion today, how did the vibration, was it one person raising? Was it everybody? Was everybody feeling, I mean, because you guys were all strangers, you didn't know anybody. What was really the difference that really helped you guys, raise your energy?
It was everybody. It was everybody. Every person commented and supported each other. It wasn't just one person. It was everybody. And so when I spoke, all three gave me suggestions. When Daryl spoke, all the other three gave suggestions. And there was great feedback. We added on and added on and added on. And you came away with like, wow, I was in there how long? Seems like I was there. I should have been there a whole day, but I was really only there about 20, 30 minutes. And oh my gosh, I got so much value out of it.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that. A lot of times, and I'm guilty of this, we think, oh, networking, it's too daunting, takes too much time, takes too much,
Mhm.
energy, money, the whole bit.
Mhm.
When done with relational networking mindset, done relationally, when you walk into a room of strangers and you treat them like they're your best friend, and
Mhm.
especially in our events, we curate the content. So we take all the thinking out of it. Here's what I want you to do. It makes it super easy, super
Yeah.
simple. But that's how you can get super effective. And
Mhm.
and why it feels like you were in there for much longer, because we're cutting the fluff of traditional networking. There were no introductions, there were no 30-second commercials, there were no speakers, there was none of this. Let's get back to the thing that
Mhm.
we all want, meaningful conversations. And we cut anything that gets in the way of meaningful conversations. So I'm super excited because I draw from first timers and I give them this win, and I drew this. But then I found out, if I can share, what was your decision about the community? Because we only invite people that have attended a sneak peek. If you are watching this and you have not yet attended a sneak peek, no disrespect, but you're not getting an invitation. We're very selective of who we invite in the community because we need it to be a fit for you, and you need to be a fit for us. So I'm curious, have you decided yes or no? Are you going to be joining the community?
I found each and every person to be heart centered. And that's what I wanted for myself to be connected with, because I'm very careful to get away from the naysayers and the people that don't want help. That's
Mm-hmm.
okay. But these are all people that have a united cause in their life, and that's to grow their business, to make networking a part of their life, and to be able to do it right. And that right is not saying bye, bye, bye. That right is how may I help you? What do you need? What are your challenges? You know, how far did you drive to get here? On Zoom, where are you coming from? I get people from all over the world, and I love it because I'm learning perspective from the UK, from Canada, from Bogota. I'm all over the world, and I love it. I love it because I've gotten to know different people, different cultures. It's an amazing life.
Oh, it is an amazing life, and you're doing such good work out there. I'm a forever fan of what you are doing out into the world, and I love it too. I enjoy thoroughly. I enjoy driving and being independent, but I have to say the blessing is the extended reach, like you were talking about, a
Mhm.
global reach that you can do instantly, and it leaves more time for conversation because I'm not having to worry about driving home
Mhm.
or making sure I'm avoiding traffic or something to that effect. And
Yeah.
I mean, like today we had a guest from Canada, and we've had guests from 5 countries before in other sneak peeks. And there's no way I could have done that in,
Yeah.
a 90-minute time period. There's no way, unless it was in a virtual format that allowed, as close as we can get it, to having an in-person connection in the online space. We do as best we can to really curate that. So, Catherine, you and I could go on and on, like I said, especially with what you're doing and the great work that you're doing. For those of you that are watching, I appreciate you still watching with us. I see some folks watching live. Get up in the chat or DM me if you'd like to be connected to Catherine. I love connecting you to my people that are just great networkers. And Catherine's definitely one of those. She, as you said, she's a heart-centered entrepreneur, and she's a heart-centered person. And I can absolutely confirm that that's exactly who she is. And so she's good people to know. So if you get up in DM and just let me know, hey, connect me to Catherine, I will absolutely make the introduction for you so that you guys can be connected. So whatever platform you're watching on, whether it's LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook, message me and I will connect you. So as we're wrapping up, Catherine, what would you want to say to the person watching that's out there that's feeling overwhelmed, feeling like they're on that island of alone? What kind of advice would last nugget would you give them about how networking might help them?
That networking, step back, look at what you're doing, and then accept that If you can just listen first, then ask questions to open people up, that's going to work so much better. Just
Oh,
ask, don't tell.
mic drop. That's some gold right there. If you're listening, I think you need to write that down and take notes. It's why we made one of our core values talk less, question more. When you get curious and you're not so worried about what I'm going to sell and tell you, that's when the magic really happens. And you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. Or, you know what? I know about this, but I needed to hear it today from somebody else. And I needed the reminder. And clearly, if you're telling it to me, it's something I'm supposed to pay attention to. So, Catherine, I love this. I'm going to go ahead. Thank you so much for being here. Congratulations for being the first time winner. I look forward to welcoming you and seeing you again in Down and Dirty Networking and just having you in my world, because I'm just so blessed to have you in my world. So, thank you so much.
Thank you.
No worries.
Thank
All
you,
right. I'm
Laura.
going to go ahead and send you to the green room, hang out for a second. So, hang out. Thanks, Catherine. Wasn't she awesome? Wasn't she amazing? She really is a heart-centered person. I can't thank her enough for doing this. And congratulations, Catherine, for winning on the sneak peek. So I really, really appreciate that. Now, what can you do to really incorporate relational networking into your day? Here's a quick tip. So we talked about asking more questions. A great question you've heard me ask over and over is, what's the best thing that's happened to you recently? Be mindful of not making "How are you?" the first question that you ask. Be mindful that the question you don't default to is, "What do you do?" Remove those two questions, find two new ones. What is the best thing that's happened to you recently is a fantastic question. Or if you're going to be attending an event where there's networking included, or maybe you're at a conference, hey, how did you hear about this conference? What are you hoping to learn? Before you've said an introduction, before you say what your name is, just walk up to them like you're their best friend. That's what happened in the rooms today for Down and Dirty Networking. There was no introduction. They went right into the discussion as if they're already best friends. If you walk into a room with that mindset, you're going to show up differently. And to my introverts and my people that are shy out there, this gets you out of the way of feeling less confident. You don't have to worry because you're treating everyone like a best friend. And what's going to happen, the person that you attract is the person who's like, oh, thank goodness, because they're feeling the same way you are, feeling a little uneasy about how they're supposed to navigate the room. The same is true in your corporate professional positions. Time and time again, when you can engage and leverage questions to get to know people outside of the people you normally deal with, you are going to have a deeper, more meaningful conversation. And I cannot even begin to tell you the solutions that I solved in the corporate space when I got outside of the departments that I normally work with. It's how I got some of the promotions and some of the other job offers because of the way I engaged in relationship building in the corporate space. So if you want to know more about that, DM me, we'll connect. I'll happily help you through it and maybe give you some tips that can help you navigate maybe something you're dealing with. Or maybe you are thinking, you know what, I could really use the opportunity to get off the island of alone. Maybe I can give you some guidance for that as well. Now, I hope this was helpful. If it was, give me a thumbs up or tag a friend and stay tuned. This month, although it's too late for you to join Down and Dirty Networking as the sneak peek has just passed, but we're not done networking by any means. October is World Online Networking Month, and we are doing different posts for you to answer and engage with different people on both LinkedIn and Facebook. And every Wednesday, I go live from 3:30 to 5:30 Central Time, so somewhere in between there. And sometimes I have a great guest like I did today with Catherine, or I go live solo. But either way, you're going to get great tips, nuggets, and inspiration to leverage relational networking to be able to skyrocket your reputational capital, your career, and your business. And most importantly, your vibrational energy. All right. Again, hope this was helpful. I cannot wait to see you at the next Networking Know How and interacting with you during our World Online Networking post. So stay tuned for many of those. Catherine, thanks again for joining us. And everyone, until next time, happy networking.